Did you know that your success in life depends more on your social skills than on your intelligence? Imagine being able to improve your social life, your career, and the way people perceive you, without changing your personality, without pretending, without manipulating. Simply by understanding how the human mind really works, by learning to communicate better. This is the power of the most famous book on interpersonal communication ever written, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Today I'll show you how to make anyone like you, how to persuade without arguing, how to become a person who inspires, connects, and leads. Get ready, because what you'll learn today can change every conversation you have in your life. Dale Carnegie was a pioneer of personal development. He was not a psychologist, he was a professional observer of human behavior. He grew up with financial difficulties, worked in modest jobs, and little by little discovered something fascinating. Success in life depends 15% on technical knowledge and 85% on the ability to deal with people. Carnegie taught salespeople, entrepreneurs, and ordinary citizens how to connect, persuade, and lead. He was a man who observed, who listened, who saw how people failed not because of a lack of talent, but because of a lack of tact. He also discovered that people don't remember what you say, but how you make them feel. His book, published in 1936, became a worldwide phenomenon because it teaches skills that school never taught, but that we all need. A book that, although it's been many years since its release, remains relevant because it is based on timeless principles of human behavior. This summary distills its ideas into practical actions you can start using today. The book focuses on the following ideas. You cannot force anyone to think like you. You cannot change people by criticizing them. You cannot influence others by being aggressive, arrogant, or indifferent. Carnegie discovered a simple pattern. People follow, admire, and listen to those who make them feel important. This book teaches you exactly how to achieve that, with empathy, humanity, and real social skill. Section 1. Fundamental Principles of Human Relations. What they don't teach you in school. Carnegie warns us, criticizing is easy, but it destroys. Instead of pointing out mistakes, offer sincere recognition. And if you want someone to act, awaken a genuine desire in them. It's not about manipulating, but about inspiring. Think of a boss who, instead of shouting because of a mistake, celebrates the effort and motivates improvement. That boss earns respect, not fear. 1. Don't criticize, condemn, or complain. Criticism activates defensiveness, not change. If you want to influence, begin by understanding, not attacking. 2. Give sincere appreciation. This is not flattery. It's recognizing the good that others do. Most people are hungry for real appreciation. 3. Arouse in others a deep desire. Don't persuade by talking about what you want. Persuade them by talking about what they desire. Section 2. 6 ways to make people like you. Becoming magnetic without pretending. Do you want to be remembered? Become genuinely interested in people. Smile because a smile opens more doors than 1,000 speeches. Remember names, listen carefully, talk about what excites the other person, and make them feel important. Carnegie reminds us that greatness is not found in impressing others, but in making others feel valuable. 1. Become genuinely interested in other people. Be truly interested. Don't pretend. People can feel when you really care about them. 2. Smile. The simplest and most powerful tool for building trust, also the most forgotten one. 3. Remember that a person's name is the sweetest sound they can hear. Use their name during the conversation. To them, it is music. 4. Be a good listener. Allow them to speak, learn from them, encourage others to talk about themselves. Pro tip: ask questions that open doors, not walls. 5. Talk about what interests them. Connect with their passions. 6. Make the other person feel important, and do it sincerely. This principle alone can immediately improve any relationship. Section 3. How to win people to your way of thinking. Elegant persuasion, not manipulation. Arguments rarely persuade. Carnegie proposes respect. Never say, "You are wrong." If you make a mistake, admit it quickly. Always begin with friendliness. Seek to get the other person saying yes from the start, and let them speak more than you. Persuasion is not imposing, it's guiding with nobility. This is how lasting agreements are built. 1. Avoid arguments. Carnegie says that the only way to win an argument is to avoid it. Why? Because even if you are right, the other person feels attacked. They close themselves off, and now their goal is not to understand you, but to win. 2. Respect the other person's opinion. Never say, "You are wrong." Saying you are wrong is like a punch to the ego. Human pride automatically defends itself. Carnegie proposes bridge phrases. I may be wrong, but I understand your point. What if we also consider this? Let's see if we can both review the facts. These phrases open doors. 3. If you are wrong, admit it quickly. This completely disarms the other person. People respect humility and trust those who acknowledge mistakes. Example, at work, you submitted a report with errors. Before your boss tells you, "You are completely right. I reviewed it and made important mistakes. I'm already correcting everything." The conflict evaporates. 4. Begin in a friendly way. The energy at the beginning defines the energy at the end. A smile, a kind tone, a sincere, "How are you?" can change the entire direction of the conversation. 5. Get the other person saying yes, yes from the beginning. Carnegie calls this the ladder of small yeses. When someone begins by saying yes to simple points, their brain enters cooperation mode. It's a psychological principle used by expert negotiators. 6. Let the other person do more of the talking. Most people don't want the best idea. They want to feel that they participated in the idea. Carnegie says, people believe more in ideas they discover by themselves. 7. Let the idea seem to be the other person's. If you want someone to adopt a plan, guide them with questions, not orders. Make them feel that the plan is their own. This principle works miracles in leadership, sales, and personal relationships. 8. Show real empathy. Behind every opinion there's a story. When you understand that story, the connection becomes authentic. 9. Appeal to the nobler motives. Everyone wants to feel morally right. Sing this idea to them, "I know you are looking for what is best for everyone. I trust your sense of justice." This raises the conversation to another level. 10. Dramatize your ideas. Carnegie knew it. Stories move people more than data. Persuading is not only explaining, it's creating images in the mind. 11. Throw down a challenge. Competition awakens motivation. Most people like to prove what they can achieve. Do you think we can beat our productivity record this week? It works especially with teams and students. Section 4. How to lead without imposing. Inspiring instead of ordering. Carnegie understood something many leaders still don't understand. People don't follow someone who humiliates them. They follow someone who elevates them. 1. Begin with praise. The human brain lowers its defenses when it feels valued. A sincere compliment prepares the ground for constructive criticism. Example, your report has powerful ideas. We just need to improve the structure so it is clearer. 2. Call attention to mistakes indirectly. Never say, "This is wrong." Instead, do it subtly. "What do you think if we review this part together?" This kind of communication keeps motivation intact. 3. Talk about your own mistakes before pointing out the other person's. This creates equality and humility. It makes the other person think, if he admits it, I can too. 4. Ask questions instead of giving orders. Leaders who ask inspire more loyalty than those who command. How would you solve this? What do you think we could improve? Collaboration replaces imposition. 5. Let the other person save face. Never ridicule someone. Don't force a public apology. Don't expose mistakes in front of others. Carnegie sums it up. Don't steal anyone's dignity. 6. Praise even the smallest progress. Positive reinforcement creates real and lasting motivation. Even minimal progress should be celebrated. 7. Give the other person a fine reputation to live up to. This is brilliant. If you tell someone you are responsible, they will do everything possible to behave that way. Identity drives action. 8. Make mistakes seem easy to correct. Don't inflate the problem, make it manageable. This can be fixed quickly. I am sure you will achieve it. The other person feels hope, not defeat. 9. Motivate, inspire, elevate. Don't only demand. Carnegie repeats the idea. People flourish when someone believes in them. Being a leader is not directing, it's lighting something inside people. Section 5. Practical application: how to use these principles today. Send a sincere message of gratitude to someone. Listen to a person without interrupting even once. When you need to correct something, begin with praise. Remember a name and use it 3 times in a conversation. In your next disagreement, avoid saying no. Say, "I see your point." These small actions change the way the world perceives you. The best and worst of the book. Now I will share my opinion of the book. I'll begin with what I believe are the positive points and weak points about the reading. Pros and cons. Positive points. 1. Timeless foundations. Its principles work today just as they did 80 years ago, because they are based on basic human psychology. They work with any person, in any culture, in any era. 2. Easy to apply. Each chapter has actions you can use instantly without complicated theory. 3. Focus on empathy. It promotes healthier, less conflictive, and more collaborative relationships. 4. Memorable examples. Real examples make the principles easy to remember. Negative points. 1. It may sound too optimistic or naive. There are people with whom these methods don't work, and the book doesn't go deeply into that. 2. Some examples are outdated. They come from the 1930s, which may feel distant to modern readers. 3. It can be misinterpreted. If someone seeks to manipulate, they could distort the principles of the book. 4. Repetitive in certain chapters. The structure insists a lot on the same concepts with slight variations. My opinion about the book. There are books that don't age. Books that, despite changing decades, centuries, and cultures, continue to say something essential about who we are. Dale Carnegie's book is one of them. When you open its pages, you don't find academic theory or complicated concepts. You find stories. You find human intuitions wrapped in everyday examples, from entrepreneurs to farmers, from presidents to ordinary people, that reveal an uncomfortable but fundamental truth. Success in life depends much less on the knowledge you have, and much more on how you make others feel. Carnegie writes with a warm tone, almost like a close mentor, as if he were placing a hand on your shoulder and saying, "Look, this is what really works with people." His style doesn't try to dazzle, but to remind you of things you sensed, but were never clearly taught. The strength of the book is not that it's revolutionary, but that it's radically practical. Each chapter offers a key to open doors, listening better, avoiding arguments, praising sincerely, respecting egos, awakening desires in others. And although some examples feel old, they are stories from the 1930s, the principles remain alive, almost intact. That says something profound. Human psychology changes less than we think. Who I would recommend this book to? 1. Students and young professionals, especially those who have difficulties with communication, public speaking, or navigating social environments. Carnegie offers simple tools that can completely change the way they relate to classmates, teachers, or bosses. 2. Shy or introverted people. Not because they should become extroverted, but because the book teaches how to connect from authenticity. It's not about talking more, but about listening better. 3. Leaders, salespeople, coaches, entrepreneurs. Anyone who depends on dealing with people will find principles here that work today just as they did 90 years ago. Many businesses don't fail because of a lack of strategy, but because of a lack of humanity. 4. People looking to improve family or romantic relationships. Carnegie's principles apply equally to a work meeting and to a conversation with your parents, siblings, or partner. Who I would not recommend it to. 1. Readers looking for psychological depth or serious theory. This is not an academic book. If you expect modern scientific analysis, formal studies, or clinical terminology, you won't find them. 2. People expecting quick solutions or manipulation tricks. The book is not for those who want to control others. In fact, Carnegie insists on sincerity. If you are looking for shortcuts or aggressive techniques, this book will disappoint you. 3. People skeptical of personal development. If you are not interested in improving your relationships or you believe that people don't change, you will probably not connect with its spirit. Books that perfectly complement Carnegie. If you want depth, modern science, or alternative perspectives, these titles are excellent companions. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Stephen Covey. It provides structure, principles, and deeper personal leadership. Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion, Robert Cialdini. The scientific complement Carnegie never had. It explains with studies why the principles of influence work. No Rules Rules, Netflix and Reed Hastings, Erin Meyer. A modern approach to communication, transparency, and organizational culture. The Art of Communicating, Thich Nhat Hanh. A spiritual and emotional look at conscious communication. Talking to Strangers, Malcolm Gladwell. It explores why we sometimes misinterpret people and how to improve interpersonal understanding. Drive, The Surprising Truth About What Motivates Us, Daniel Pink. Ideal for those who want to understand the internal motivation that Carnegie only touches on briefly. How to Win Friends and Influence People is like a human compass. It does not tell you where to walk, but it does teach you how to walk among people. It is a book that invites you to stop thinking about yourself for a moment, and to place all your attention on the emotional world of the other person. In a time when everyone talks and few listen, when everyone debates and few understand, Carnegie continues to remind us of something simple but powerful. Kindness, empathy, and listening never go out of style. If you are looking to improve your relationships, your leadership, or your social life, this book will not only help you, it will accompany you for years. The world already has enough people who speak without listening. You can be different. You can be the person who inspires, connects, and transforms. If you want me to summarize the next book that will help you grow, leave it in the comments. Save this summary to remember it when you need it. This is Purposeful Books. See you in the next summary.